Can I ask everybody a favor? Can I ask you a favor? This is going to be a relatively small class, and it's a more intimate class because we're talking about something that is of paramount importance. I was wondering if everybody could kind of move in so I could see everybody and talk to you. And just really, let's make this talk over coffee and change. I really appreciate it. If I can just see you guys, I do much better when I can see you and I feel like I'm talking to you. Appreciate it. Thank you. I had one cup of coffee last night, and so I only had one caffeinated little pod in my room this morning. I had no creamer at all. Because you know those little packets of creamer and they say just one? That is a lie from hell. It is a lie. So this morning, I tried to trick myself into thinking I was drinking more coffee. So I made the cup of caffeinated coffee and a cup of decaf coffee, and then I blended it and put it in 2 cups. So I thought, oh, I'm having 2 cups of coffee. It didn't work. So then my clock on my computer, it says right now 11:30. Well, I was freaking out because I had not done my hair yet, and it said 9:45. So here you go. I was in search of coffee. I had no time to go down to Starbucks, so I went to the vending machine. So I got that, and I figured, well, I better get something healthy, so I got that. And then I got this just in case. Girl, I'm flying. Because I didn't realize this is a double shot. Yeah. And then I'm walking over here, I happened to walk right past it. It's my favorite coffee. Like regular coffee. And they had creamer. So anyway, this is good. Every one of you is supposed to be here, you know that? That's so cool. So for the last 2 years, we've had COVID, right? COVID, I call it the plague of fear, because I believe that fear, the fear that was propagated because of COVID, did more damage than the virus itself. It brought devastation, it brought illness, churches were closed, people were separated and isolated. And for me, I'm an introvert, so being isolated in my house means hallelujah to God. And that lasted about 2-3 weeks tops. And then I was missing everybody. You know, I didn't get to see my church family, I didn't get to see my kids. I had my dogs and my husband, and thank God he went to work. And really I can say that now because he retired, and it's like, Jesus, make him just find something in the garage to do. But he's awesome. He's an awesome guy. And so near the end of 2020, which was the first year of the plague, I got a phone call. And it was a woman who was crying and weeping, and I could barely understand her because she was speaking through the sobs and getting a breath. Her hair had been falling out in lumps. Her hair was falling out in the bathroom. She couldn't comb her hair because she would lose all of it. So I thought, what can I do to help her? So, like a good nurse, I asked all the good nurse questions. Like a trichologist, I answered all the good hair. I asked all the good hair questions. I offered advice and guidance and encouragement. And at the end of the call, she said, could any of this be because I had COVID a few months ago? And that was just the first call. I was flooded with calls from women asking about hair loss after COVID. Now, it didn't happen immediately like COVID and, oh, my hair's gone. It can be 3-6 months later. So it kind of tricks you. Right? You don't know if it's COVID. You don't even connect it. It's just, oh, my hair's falling out. And that is the trick. So because I wasn't aware, and this side effect was not published, in the news or anything, and openly, I decided to start researching. And it was hard to find any information about hair loss due to COVID. It just wasn't talked about. So during my research, I found this obscure little study that looked in the Library of Medicine about COVID's relation to telogen effluvium. Telogen effluvium is the process of losing hair acutely during the telogen stage. So, we have 3 stages of hair life, the life of hair. It's the anagen, which I call Anna, there she goes again. And then and that's when our hair is actively growing. And our hair, 90% of our hair is growing. And then we have the catagen stage. And I like to call it the catnapogen stage, because your hair is taking a little cat nap. It's resting, kind of there, hanging out. Okay? Now, the telogen stage is the shedding stage. And I call it the telogobisogen stage. COVID acts on the telogen stage. So the hair that is beginning to shed all comes out. Everything. And then the hair that is resting, it has a tendency to go into the telogen stage more quickly and begins falling out. So you've got 2 of these processes happening at the same time. And for a year or so, we did not connect it to COVID. And 40 to 60% of people who had COVID, 60% of people being the ones who had a very, very terrible case of COVID, had telogen effluvium. Check this out. 90% of those people are women. I'm not being the Pentecostal woman and to see conspiracy theorist? Oh, yeah. That goes on my list of, interesting. Am I saying that it's a spiritual attack? Am I saying that we are being attacked? Well, Carney is saying yes. But I don't have any scriptures. I'm going to go, no. That COVID produces stress. Stress makes us more vulnerable to other diseases. Other diseases slow down our healing process. Our healing process increases our stress. Our stress increases lack of sleep and poor eating. Our poor eating and lack of sleep
there you go. That's good.
creates more stress.
Amen.
And our diet tends to tap out. You know, in wrestling, tap out. You get out of the ring. It is a vicious circle, this COVID, because it produces so much more than the virus. It's kind of like putting ketchup on a perfect prime rib. And it doesn't stop real life, okay? So you have COVID, you think that's bad enough? No, you still gotta live. Still gotta wash dishes, still gotta take out the dog, still gotta go to work, even if it's on Zoom. COVID didn't stop my life. In 2 years, I had to turn 39 2 more times. 4 of my sons got COVID. I had a surgery and I literally could not use my arm for about 4 to 6 months. My thyroid went absolutely nuts. And I suffered with hypothyroid, but the stress and the mess produced a reaction, and my thyroid went wonky again. Packed on 25 pounds. And I'm like, it's a vicious cycle. I lost my dog, my little Phoebe, and my husband was diagnosed with inoperable stage 2 cancer. I was losing my hair. And here I am, you know, the owner and the developer of this fantastic hair care product, and I'm like, my hair's falling out, how am I going to do something about it? I can't do anything. Plainly put, the 2 years of the plague was like a dumpster fire on our heads. And as Pentecostal women, it's even more devastating because our hair is a representation of who we are. And let me tell you, women, regardless of where they're from, what they're doing, or who they are, we all have a spiritual connection to our hair. Now, how many women, or how many people, let me ask you this, can be in the grocery line, see another woman, look at her and say, I'm having bad hair day, and go into a complete discussion about bad hair and how it affects us, and it is just nasty. And we know from whence it comes. How many of us, now I was not born Pentecostal. When I got the Holy Ghost, I looked like Billy Idol. And for those of you who don't know who Billy Idol is, bless your heart. Needless to say, I had buzz around here, straight bleached hair, and I had some renegade tails happening. Oh, Heavenly Father. But you know what? That was my identity. That was me. That was my hair. Now, if you broke up with your boyfriend, what's the first thing you want to do? Change your hair. Oh, you can't lose 10 pounds in 2 days. What's the first thing we want to do when we're having an emotional breakdown? It's just change our hair, change our style. Watch more YouTube videos. It's our connection to our hair. And that's why the conspiracy theorists and me, and knowing how much of a gift God has given us in our hair, that's why it's on my list of and that's why I can say, I think it has to do with that. Because these are the last days that we live in, right? We're going to get attacked in so many ways. But here's the thing. During this time, it made me really research and really start developing and playing in my lab. I mean, I had nothing else to do. I was quarantined. I just went, I'm going to go to my lab and play with stuff. But during this time, I found out, and I feel like the Lord revealed this hair loss to me because that is what women were focused on. My hair is gone. I'm losing my hair. My hair is short, my hair is breaking off. I don't have hair anymore. I used to have knee-length hair and it's barely to my shoulders anymore. It's breaking off, it's this and that. Let me tell you something, girls. It's not breaking off. I'm going to show you what it does. And I want you to remember the different stages of hair. Anagen, catagen, and telogen. How long is your hair?
I don't know, this long?
Right, and then you've got cocoon? Okay. So I want you to turn around. So this right here is where the anagen happens, right in the scalp. Every single hair that we have on our head, just touch your hair. Every single hair has a blood supply. It has a blood supply. It has arterial blood that comes up, and it turns to venous blood, goes back to the heart, and then comes back up with lots of oxygenated blood. And when you get sick, what happens? You just get sick. And our head is the last thing to heal. So this right here is in the anagen stage. And your here is it's getting down into the catnap stage where it's resting. So our longer hair, what's our longer hair? It's going to be entering into the telogen stage. So the longer your hair is, this is the hair that's going to disconnect from up here, where the follicle is shrinking and letting go. But the rest of the hair is growing. So when you have telogen effluvium, it's diffuse. It's all over your head. It takes out the hair that is resting. That's why you get shorter hair. It's not the breaking off, it is the losing of it. But as you're losing this hair, what have you got? You've got hair growing. 80% of your hair, or 90% of your hair is growing. So you still have growth. And your catagen hair is still there. It's just your older, the longer hair that is at the end of its life cycle has fallen away. And that's why your hair is shorter. It's just because your resting hair is gone. So that's encouraging, right? Your hair is still growing, and it's still there. And just because you lose your hair during the the telogen phase. You lose the telogen hair. Because you lose that, does not mean it's not going to come back. Because it just did what it was going to do. It just did it all at one time. And thank God we still have anagen, catagen. And the Lord produced or created us with stages of growth. Because then, if we didn't, we'd grow hair, it'd be gone. We'd be bald until it grew back. Oh, praise you, Jesus. First stages. And our hair only grows back 1/4 to 1/2 inch a month. 1/2 inch is like healthy. I'm right around 1/4, okay? And most people right in there. So you don't grow hair overnight, it's growing little by little by little. So in my experience, over the years, I'm just going to tell you things that are very helpful just to take care of your hair and your body. Okay, before I say that, I came in on the tail end of the previous class, and she was like, too stressed to be blessed. I'm too stressed to be blessed. You know what? That's how I feel. Shoot straight from the head. I am just too stressed to feel blessed because they're all falling down into my tub. But I thought, if we could only see the blessing through the loss, that's where it's at. But too blessed to be stressed. And that right there is kind of where we need to cut this off. Cut COVID off. Cut our losses off right there. And understand that our blessing is still happening. It's still growing. It's still resting. You still have hair. It's just the stuff that was shedding is gone. Right? You're still blessed. Right? One of the things when you're in this, and even if you haven't lost your hair, this is what's going to help you. Keep your hair, grow your hair, and strengthen your hair. And this is pretty simple and straightforward. Shampoo your scalp. Shampoo it one time. Don't lather, rinse, repeat. Do not do that. Your scalp does not need detergent on it twice, whether it's sulfate or sulfate-free. You don't need detergent twice. Wash your scalp, give it a good scrub, rinse it out, let it rinse down the length of your hair, and that's going to be sufficient to cleanse your hair. Do not put shampoo in your hand and scrub down your hair. Oh. Naughty girls if you do that. Condition your hair. Now this is really important. A lot of people say conditioner makes my hair very limp and it loses life. Don't put it on your head. Just put it from here down. And if your hair is still okay at the nape of your neck, just put it from wherever you feel comfortable all the way down. And leave it on your hair for a hot minute. You know, shave your legs, your arms, rinse around, and you're good. Rinse your hair. Awesome. So I totally lost where it was. Oh yes, conditioner. Thank you. So what your hair is going to do is going to soak up all that lovely conditioning goodness. And it's not going to weigh it down, your hair down, because you're not putting it on your new birth hair. It doesn't need it. And your scalp doesn't need it. Just here. just with growing hair. And especially as Pentecostals, we allow our hair to grow complete. Like we allow it to complete a life cycle. So our hair goes clear through to the end of the telogen stage. And that's where we need the conditioner the most. Does anybody wash their hair, get out of the shower, and your hair is wet at the ends are dry? Like it's completely dry. And it stinks, right? So that's where we need that extra conditioner to moisten that and keep the ends just softer. Okay? And that's what conditioner does. Now when you get out of the shower and you conditioned your hair and you've rinsed it, you really want to stop the chemical process that's happening between the alkalinity of your water and the acidity of your hair. Now, water is alkaline, and what it does to your hair is it expands the cuticle. And the cuticle is kind of like their roof shingles. And what happens if your roof shingles get loose? Water gets down in there, stuff gets down in there, and they start falling off, right? Well, our hair is very much like that. What you need to do is use a product that immediately balances the pH when you get out of your shower, closes the cuticle, brings it back to its acidic state, seals in all the moisturizing yummy goodness that you just put into it. And if you want to ask me anything about a product that I use, then please do. I have one that works. Have you?
Yeah, what do we do?
Okay. Well, computer. Let's move on. Diet and exercise. Get enough protein. Good, healthy proteins. If you're a vegetarian or a vegan, find those proteins. You're going to have to eat more of it because red meat is an excellent source of protein. Greek yogurt, excellent source of protein. Oh, I'm going to tell you. I use Fage. You can correct me if you want. Greek yogurt. And I use 0% because I believe that it's okay. So anyway, get that, and you know that sugar-free coffee flavoring? Pump a few pumps in that and stir it up. Girl! You still get 17 grams of protein. So, I really want this on.
I'm sorry, you guys. Excuse me. Are you guys tell us about there? The after,
You know what? If you have questions about products, I'm more than happy to talk to you afterward. But right now, I'm not comfortable talking about products that I've developed. I don't want to sound, like pitching it. You know what I mean?
Just burn it down.
Okay. Oh my goodness, this computer.
Oh, you were so much
Yes, and if you have a
I
question,
thought that conditioner closes those, hair. It doesn't.
no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. What it does is it conditions and gives whatever the emollients or additive that your conditioner uses, it seeps, it absorbs into it. It still stays open. Because what happens after your condition? You rinse. more active. So you've got more action happening.
I heard the colder water too closes.
I've heard that too, and I thought about doing like a month of cold water washing, and I can't bring myself to it. In the summer, yeah, but I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. Hot water has the same pH as cold water. That's, my chemist head says that, and my body says, no. Gentle styling or wide tooth comb, that is very important. Brushes, now a lot of people ask me, why not a brush? Well, that's because you've got more friction happening. You know, you have a whole bunch of bristles going through your hair, so what does that do? It grabs hold of more hair. Gentle styling. So it doesn't have to be extravagant style, just gentle. Hide those ends, tucking it.
Is there a material of comb that, that the comb is made out?
You know, I use all kinds. I really do like a sandalwood when I use oil because it doesn't coat the comb, it actually soaks into it and does extra conditioning. Here's the hard part. Don't go for instant gratification. Seriously. It won't happen. Because I've prayed multiple times when I go to bed. I'm like, Lord, in Jesus' name, when I wake up, let me be 10 pounds lighter. And 20 years older. I have faith that God can do it. Can God do anything? Yes, He can. Come on, girls. Let's do it. If you jump off a building, having all faith in the name of Jesus, that He is not going to let you hit the ground, babe, you're going to hit the ground. It's just plain and simple. So in conclusion, our hair is so important to us. It is the gift of love and glory that the Lord gave to us at the very moment of our conception and creation. No matter where you are in life, if you are a female, as soon as that cell split, the Lord placed His gift of glory on you. And that's why, as females, that connection is there. Where you see the loss, Jesus sees the faith. Rome wasn't built in a day, and your hair won't grow back that fast either. Just be still and wait. It's coming. It's coming. So I am at 2 minutes. I can't leave you here without some tools and gifts. So if you guys will all look in your seat where that little crack is. Yeah, right behind you. One of my business cards is in a seat. Oh! Winner, chicken dinner. Come on up. Is it good for you? You're very welcome. My pleasure. And so, because I love all of you so much, there is a big tote in the back, and there's gifts for you. So please, on your way out, please grab one. because it's a tool. It's something you can use and let you get your strong, beautiful, glorious hair that every single one of you deserve. So everybody stand up. And repeat after me. My hair, God's glory, is legit.